The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Wicked Weed studio. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene's alongside. Yes, we did survive the NBA draft coverage last night. Yep, thanks to everybody who hung in with us for 7 hours.
You about said hanged out.
I did.
Kevin Vick, Michael Whiteside, Tommy Bradley back in the building.
That's right.
It was a fun night. It has not been such a fun morning because I feel like a hammered up bag of assholes.
I was doing everything possible I could not to fall asleep on the way to work this morning, and then, yeah, it's been a fun morning, and it's going to continue to be a fun day. As we got a lot going on, we got, of course, the NBA draft last night. We'll have more thoughts on what happened last night in the NBA draft coming up this afternoon on the ESPN Asheville show. Brian Haynes and I will be in the Ingles studios this afternoon at iHeart.
I have meetings this afternoon, and I'm going to do my damnedest to give it my damnedest.
Talk about the Major League Baseball trade deadline as well. The Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers all making big moves. Trade deadline is at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So we'll have every bit of breaking news at the trade deadline for you this afternoon on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
Just talk over it. It's fine.
I'm going to.
No
I'm just going to continue. Don't break stride. That's what they tell you. Anyhow, right here, right now, is we're going to do the Dynasty mock draft. It's day 5 of mock draft mania here in the Sportsocracy. Yes.
If for nothing else, it is the final day. Yesterday was, holy good hell, that went on forever.
Yep. We went with the auction draft took, 2.5 hours yesterday?
Oh, hell no. It took longer than that.
Was it?
We were on air for 2.5 hours.
Yes. I made my last pick. It's like almost as soon as we were done.
I did not. I kept going for quite some time. All right, we got one spot left in this dynasty. We'll get it started. The clock on this is markedly shorter.
30 seconds?
20 rounds, 30 seconds per pick. So
okay,
you will have to be reasonably on it for this one.
Hot.
But we have one spot left. As soon as that fills, we can get started because I firmly do not want to have another computer team. So please, God, anybody follow that link and take that spot.
Yeah, the link is in the description of this video. So hit that link and sign up at the Sleeper app. Sleeper app is a whole lot of fun that you can use all year long, not just for your mock draft purposes, but for actual leagues. It's a fine host for your league if you're looking for a new home. There's a lot of information, lots of great links and such, and analysis that you can find on the Sleeper app, sleeper.app on your computer, and of course, absolutely free. You can download it on any of your devices. Now, when you're looking at a dynasty startup, which is what we're doing, after you establish the dynasty, it only becomes rookie drafts after that. But at a dynasty startup, how heavy are you going on youth to begin the draft?
One of the things that I struggle with in Dynasty is, we are ready to start. We have 12 in. Here we go. And Tank, you have the first pick. In Dynasties, I go too young. I go too young and I suck for 2 years, and then the league folds after 3. Stop folding Dynasty leagues after 3 years. I build teams and I give you my money. Just let me get to the point. Tank just took Jonathan Taylor.
I'm going to throw you a curveball. Throw you a curveball to start it out.
You don't do that.
What?
You took Jonathan Taylor at 1.
Yep. Yeah, I did.
That is an aggressive strategy, Cott.
Well, he's 22 years old.
I
and
don't
he is going to be
with
running back
that.
for my dynasty team from now until the end of eternity.
I don't disagree with any of that, but good Lord, that's early. That's a lot.
I mean, I considered Christian McCaffrey, considered Dalvin Cook. Both of those guys, though, you've already seen Christian McCaffrey start to get some age on him, some injuries. Dalvin Cook as well. I went with the youth movement.
Flo Montana took Travis Kelce at 5. And I'll be honest with you, that's one of the only guys that's above 25 years old or 27 that I could see taking in the first round. I think he will age reasonably well.
I thought about that going into this, thinking how high would Jeremy take Travis
10.
Kelce?
There's a reason I was sitting at 10 because that was where I planned on taking.
That was where you were going to take him.
Now my whole strategy's all to shit.
I just can't wrap my head around using my first pick in a dynasty draft on a 31-year-old tight end. I get he's the greatest in the game right now, and he's still going to have 4 dominant years left.
Looking at my rankings for dynasty, he's the only guy above 30 years old in my top. Oh, good Lord. He's the only one above 30 in my top 75. Mm-hmm. Somewhere about in there. Oh, my turn. Damn it! Kevin Vick took Najee Harris. Yeah, I'm going to take Saquon Barkley right here, and I'm okay with that.
Feel good about it.
I do feel good about that.
Mm-hmm.
Still a young guy. I think he's the most talented running back in the NFL. The problem is I think the team around him is god-awful. But that won't always be the case.
Right. Justin Jefferson goes to Justin Parton at the 11 pick, and then J.K. Dobbins comes off.
Oh, let it happen. Just let it happen. Well, hell. I thought Devontae Adams was going to sneak around to me.
I thought you were eyeing Patrick Mahomes.
Don't tempt me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He ain't gonna
there's
get back
two guys
to you.
on the clock there's 2 guys on the board. One round into this, I'll be happy with either one of them. Through round 1, Tank took Jonathan Taylor at 1. Dalvin Cook went 2. Yep. Boop. Let's just go ahead and do that.
There you go.
Dalvin Cook went 2 to Patrick Holt. Matthew Hoffman took Christian McCaffrey at 3. Jonathan Welch took Derrick Henry at 4. 5 was Travis Kelce, Alvin Kamara, Najee Harris, Nick Chubb, Darren Waller, Saquon Barkley, Justin Jefferson, and J.K. Dobbins. For the most part, that's right.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes should go in the first round of a dynasty draft. He should. Just because you're going to have a billion years of him. Mm-hmm. If this league lasted 15 years, I started with Saquon Barkley and Pat Mahomes. Yep. I think I'm going to be just swimming with that.
This is going to be pretty good.
I don't like taking running backs early in a dynasty.
Why?
Because of the shelf life of milk.
Well, this is true, but that's why I went with the youngest one I could find. The youngest one I think is going to be a franchise guy.
I understand the premise of why you did it. I just think it was a little high. Mm-hmm. I think I can't tell you shouldn't have.
In my true dynasty rankings, Jonathan Taylor is 3 for me.
He's 3 for me as well.
But, again, I decided to go for the youth, a guy that I think is going to have more longevity than the other 2 in front of him.
Christian McCaffrey is 1 for me. Dalvin Cook is 2. Jonathan Taylor's 3. Saquon Barkley's 4. Mm-hmm. That is my top tier, and I love the fact I got one of those guys at 10.
At 10.
That just tickles my pickle. Going along here through the second round, I think a lot of guys seem to be believing the same thing I do. We've had every team in the league now has a running back except for Justin Parton, who picks right behind me. He started with Justin Jefferson and A.J. Brown. I can't fault that. You got 10 years of both of those guys.
Yeah.
And now you can throw darts at running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Through 2 rounds, I'm not sure he's not my favorite team. I'm trying to see one that I like better. I don't hate you with Jonathan Taylor and Antonio Gibson.
And Kyle Pitts. It's too early, but he was not going to get back to me.
No, it's not too early.
It's not? Okay.
Kyle Pitts for me.
I was thinking end of the 3rd round, probably, beginning of the 4th round.
Kyle Pitts in Dynasty for me is number 20.
Oh, okay. Well,
I have him ahead of.
I did that well.
I have him ahead of Kittle. I have him right behind, or he's behind Travis Kelce.
I considered Kittle there, but then you're going to give me a 20-year-old freak that I'm just going to hammer until he's 35 years old.
Yeah, through 3 rounds, you're probably my favorite team.
Yes.
It's not going to last for long.
No, it won't. I'll fuck it up at some point.
100%.
I'll start diving into the old guys here at some point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'll take Tom Brady in the 4th round, and I'll go, and there it is.
There it is.
By the way, we hadn't talked about this. This is a total aside. It has absolutely nothing to do with what we're doing.
Okay.
Have you looked at the roster the Oklahoma City Thunder have after last night?
No.
They got Derek Favors. Did you see that?
I did. I said that to you. They got another first-round pick. They picked up 2 more first-round picks last night. I don't remember who that trade was with, but they traded one of the guys that they drafted and got 2 first-round picks, and then Utah gave them a first-round pick for Derek Favors. So what were you what was your point about?
It's gross. Good Lord have mercy, that is the grossest roster in the world. I didn't realize it because apparently that happened after the Wicked Wheat Beers took over, so I didn't see that.
Right.
Good God, that is an ugly team. We'll flash up our draft board here, show you where we're at through 3 rounds.
George Kittle lasted all the way to.
George Kittle lasted longer than he should have.
Wow.
I'm not going to lie, that was my intention on the comeback.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't pass up Joe Mixon.
No. I couldn't pass up Joe Mixon in the third. How old is Joe Mixon?
24?
25.
25.
Just turned 25.
Okay.
So I start with Saquon, Pat Mahomes, Joe Mixon, and there are a slew of wide receivers on this board that I am very fond of. Another question is, which one do I want to take?
So far to start, I got Jonathan Taylor, Antonio Gibson, Kyle Pitts, Dalvin Cook, Terry McLaurin, Logan Thomas. Goes to Dr. Genesis, Patrick Holt. He is the football team fan, so he's heavy on his guys to start out. McCaffrey, Diggs, and ETN to row in 2020. Hot Zach's mom's got Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones, and DeAndre Swift. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's not a bad start.
I like that a lot.
And here's the thing. One of the reasons that's not a bad start is because you don't have to take another running back for a long time.
No.
Like, he could get into the 10th round and not have taken another running back, and I would be fine with that.
The only thing that concerns me, though, is it's a dynasty, and running backs hit their ceiling at 27.
Yeah.
Guess how old Derrick Henry is.
But now that's okay because you can keep – to me, with running backs in a dynasty, you either have to dip your toe in or you have to go all in. You can't just throw your hands up and say, oh, fuck it, and not have one. Because Justin Burton, as much as I love his team, and I do, with the Jefferson, Brown, Kittle start, his first running back's Miles Sanders.
Michael Whiteside, he's gone hard in the paint on the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce, and then Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, and Dak Prescott.
And you know what? I'm fine with that. The stack, that is something I did. From the time I started playing DFS, I started the stack in fantasy football, and I waited for the rest of the industry to catch up to me. And now they have. That's not a shitty idea. If you have a receiver, it's not a bad idea to have his quarterback. See, this is the part of running back that gets gross to me. Because my plan was to go Mixon, Eckler.
Right.
I wound up going Mixon, Godwin, it's fine. Chris Godwin's 25 years old and a phenomenal receiver. And something that I know people will ask is, do I have a fear of the regression with Chris Godwin after Tom Brady's gone? To be honest with you, no. Because he's a slot guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy that would be least affected by a drop-off in quarterback. And Kyle Trask is accurate. If that's who the next quarterback is, he's an accurate guy. He made Kadarius Toney look pretty damn good. Now, the outside receivers were just giants. Trayvon Grimes and yep, it'll come to me. Yep, that's those 18 Wicked Weed beers I drank last night.
That dude. So at the turn, I went Mike Evans, Javonte Williams, Trevor Lawrence, Devontae Smith, Justin Fields, Brandon Ayuk.
Hot Zach's mom doubled up on quarterback.
Which is
older one for now, younger one for later. I get it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. The thing about Dynasty, where people fuck this up, in my opinion, is that you have to look at a Dynasty roster as you're accumulating assets. This is not like a redraft. Having 4 quarterbacks is not a bad strategy. Because if you have 4, it means somebody has 1 at best. So I don't hate that. I just feel like that leads to a lot of roster maneuvering. But I'll be honest with you, if there was a position that you were going to not have a player through 5 rounds, I'm not worried about it being receiver. You got to look at who's still going to be on the board when he comes back around. Ooh, it's my turn. Is there a snowball's chance in hell I don't take him right here?
No.
Do you have any idea who I'm talking about?
Elijah Moore.
That is not the one.
Is it Auden Tate?
No. I think I have to take Amari Cooper.
Okay.
2 picks left in the 5th round, and I get Amari Cooper, who's 27 years old, in an offense that's going to be a high-flying passing offense.
Is that all?
He's 27 years old.
Seems like he's older than that.
Yeah, Ian Harttit's a guy that we both love following on Twitter. He has a little game of playing how young Amari Cooper is.
Right.
None of them are ever accurate, but my favorite one is that Amari Cooper and Jalen Waddle played on the same Alabama team. And it is staggering how many people will believe that shit. Like, you do get he's been in the league for 6 damn years, right?
Yeah.
This will be his
possible.
7th year.
Not possible.
Jalen Waddle at the turn. Receivers that went off in the last round, Devontae Smith, Brandon Ayuk, Michael Thomas. JLT money, I like that pick of Michael Thomas. Got pushed down the board. I guarantee you if we'd done this 2 weeks ago, you would not have gotten Michael Thomas right there.
No. He would have gone 2 rounds ahead of that.
You know, I'm not sure that I'm going to love this. Oh, I have to decide between 2 guys, and I don't know which one I want it to be.
Starting off the 6th round, Trey Sermon comes off. That's a hell of a future pick there. I mean, they're already talking he could get carry in that backfield this year. James Robinson and then, T.J. Hawkinson.
It was between T.J. Hawkinson and Deontay Johnson for me.
Yeah.
And I know Deontay won't come back to me. I may regret that. But the thing at tight end is if I didn't take T.J. Hawkinson, it was going to get bleak in a hurry for me. Mm-hmm. I think if you come away from the first 6 rounds without a tight end, it's going to get really hard to find one. I think, let's be really honest with yourself. 6 have gone. I took the one that was 5 for me. Mm-hmm. Where you go then? Is Noah Fant 6?
Yeah.
Because I think he is.
Yeah.
It's either Noah Fant or Irv Smith.
I mean, he was top 5 last year, wasn't he?
No, he's hurt. Fant lived hurt last year. He was good when he was on the field. But, I mean, and I guess that's my problem, is that I look at every other tight end in the league and go, there's a but on them to death. And I just like the talent on T.J. Hawkinson. I had to go tight end right there. I'm beating myself up for not taking Deontay Johnson, but I don't think it's going to be that bad.
Yeah. 13. I knew he was up
there.
I mean,
he was fine.
Yeah.
If he played a full allotment of games, he would have been probably in the top 6 or 7. Mm-hmm. I don't have a problem with Fant, but notice what happened. All right, so I took Hawkinson on the turn of 6. We've had 3 more go in this round. Mm-hmm. I like being – so to me, I took T.J. Hawkinson about half a round too early, but I knew what would happen. If I took him, I knew I'd start the run.
Yeah.
And I like Robert Tonyan, I like Noah Fant, but I like T.J. Hawkinson way better. Thanks, Dick. Everybody else was nice enough for me to say Deontay Johnson and not take him. And you just had to be an asshat.
Oh, come on. You know he's become my new little boyfriend.
He has. And I get it.
Right.
Flash up the draft board here.
So I went Deontay Johnson, Kenny Galladay.
I don't know that I love that Galladay pick.
Just because of the injury history?
Oh, Matthew Hoffman is just drinking Jet Kool-Aid. He just took Kenny Yeboah in the 7th round. I was going to take Kenny Yeboah in a round with a 7 in it, but it had a 1 in front of it. Hot Zach's mom now has 3 quarterbacks. He literally, I mean, and it's Ghost of Christmas, past, present, and future. Mm-hmm. He has the old guy, the middle-aged guy, and the young guy. By God, he will be set at quarterback. However, I do not know who his receivers are going to be. Oh, there is a guy.
Well, I guess there's the thought that he can always flip one for a wide receiver.
God, there is a guy that I want aggressively.
Chase Edmonds, Elijah Moore, Irv Smith, Jerry Jeudy, Raheem Mostert have come off the board in the 7th round, leading up to the Flostradamus pick here. Old Ginger Ninja.
The Gingy Ninja.
And no, did you actually think Deontay Johnson was going to get back around to you?
No.
Okay, all right.
No,
I just want to make sure. Is this where you go rookie wide receiver?
Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Julio Jones.
But you know what? I'm okay with that.
I mean, yeah, it's fine. He'll be retired in a year.
Yeah, but he'll be real damn good until he is.
This is true.
This 30-second clock is ficking me up. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, there went Deshaun Watson.
Damn it!
Yep.
That's who I was going to take on the comeback. I almost took him right there.
Adam Harris.
That's
got Deshaun Watson.
Adam Harris, every time we do this, just proves why he's so freaking good at this. Mm-hmm. Because that's exactly who I was. Damn it.
And Damian Harris.
Yeah.
You can always count on Adam to shit in your nest.
To piss you off. You can always count on Adam that if he's picking around you, you're going to say, damn it, a bunch of times.
And more than likely, he's going to be taking your money at the end of the year.
Yep. There's a reason he runs so many leagues, because it's just easier to give him your money, because that's what you're going to ultimately do anyway.
Pretty much. Pretty much. I'm feeling like I'm going to have to go after a quarterback here.
I did not mean. I've now not meant to take my last 2 players. That really.
Hot Miles Gaskin.
Yeah,
that's just.
This 30-second clock and I are not getting along.
Beautiful.
Although, I mean, you think about it with Miles Gaskin, he's going in the 5th round of redraft.
Mm-hmm.
And he's young as hell. If he managed to have some tremendous year, I mean, I'm trying to talk myself into my auto draft picks here. That
just so you'll be okay with it.
Yeah, I'm about to do that thing that you always do. I don't like using a cue, but by God, I'm about to.
Mm-hmm.
Do you use a cue on this?
I don't. I mean, I do if there's like a guy that's way low on the rankings that I want to make sure, like I'm not going to take him right now, but I want to make sure that I have him on my screen to remind me next time it comes around. Damian Harris was one of those for me. Thanks, Adam. Sam Darnold. Nice.
I don't hate that. Darnold's younger than damn.
I mean, I get he's 23 years old, but
he's younger than Joe Burrow is.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it'll come to me eventually if I just sit here and hem and haw for a second.
Oh no, I ran out of time. Who's it gonna give me? Jalen fucking Hurts. Jesus Christ.
Jason Trump just did me a solid.
Yeah, well,
I was about to say the clock burned out. I had auto pick turned on. I'm telling you, I got dude, on a scale of 1 to intoxicated. I was a fucking airplane last night. So
nice.
By the time we left here,
I do like the 30-second clock, though. It does make this go much smoother.
Yeah. Oh, hell, we'll be out of here by 11, and I'm totally fine with that.
We need it because, yeah, that 1.5 hour turnaround that I had this morning was not good.
Yeah, I've got I got a conference call at 2, and frankly, the ability to say words, it would be tremendously helpful.
All right, I was just checking the comments there, see if I missed anything. Doesn't look like it. Everybody just telling you to turn your auto pick off.
Yep. Appreciate that.
Let's see. 9th round started with Tom Brady, Chuba Hubbard, Robbie Anderson, Rondale Moore, Rashad Bateman, Tua Tagovailoa, Carson Wentz, Mecole Hardman, Tyler Lockett. Flostradamus takes Laviska Shenault.
I couldn't not. I couldn't do it. I wanted to, but I couldn't.
Cortland Sutton. Justin Parton, go check out that video that Jeremy showed me this morning.
Yeah, there's a video of Cortland Sutton that I'm telling you right now, you watch it 2 or 3 times, you wouldn't take him in the 400th round of one of these. He looks like Tank running a fucking post route. It is one of the ugliest cuts I think I've ever seen in my life, and it's on the surgically repaired knee.
He looks like he's got the agility of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah. And he kind of looks like him in that video.
He's got that knee brace on. It just did not look good. I mean, hopefully it will, smooth out. Just, rocky start to training camp. Bad route. It's just one bad route. It'll be fine. Who knows? Cortland Sutton, Deebo Samuel ended off the 9th round.
How did I
Odell Beckham Jr. went 10-1. How did that happen?
He was going to go 10-3. And now I'm scrambling to figure out who I want to replace him with.
Ruh-roh, you got 12 seconds.
Thanks, Dick.
I'm just letting you know.
Hey, we all have a bad mock every once in a while, and this one's appearing to be mine.
Well, I mean, in the end, it's just good to know that you're human.
Well, I mean, I still like this roster. The auto pick of Myles Gaskin is going to piss me off for an extended period of time. Mm-hmm. So now we're through 10 rounds. This is where I start going young. I mean, I start deep diving here. Do you?
Oh, going with very young guys?
This is where I won't take another guy that's over 25.
Okay. I don't have a hard and fast rule about that. I mean, if there's an older guy that's out there that I think can help me win now, because that's the problem that I've always had with dynasties is going way too young. You go way too young, you go way too lottery ticket on a dynasty draft, and then my success rate is not great. You guys know this, so I have to find a way to mix in guys that are going to help me win right now. And if I'm crawling up on this point in the draft and I see a guy that can give me that kind of value, I'll take him. Like Melvin Gordon would be a consideration for me, but not yet. I want to see if he falls more. He's not gonna.
He'll probably fall back too.
But I'll let somebody else do
Melvin Gordon's 28 years old. He's a 28-year-old running back.
Yeah. But I'm saying that's a piece.
Taking a running back that age in a dynasty to me is like getting engaged to a stripper. It's just, I mean, it could work for you. Mm-hmm. I don't like the odds are not forever in your favor.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to take him as a starter.
No, I get what you're saying.
It's just going to be a piece.
I'm just looking at. I'd rather guys in that same range. Boo, running backs, hot garbage at this point. Like I'd rather take a guy like. Nope.
Not that one.
Okay. Yeah, we're officially to Melvin Gordon done. Good Lord, running backs are gross.
They are, and I just saw one.
Because I need one.
They are, and I just saw one that I went, maybe I should have done that.
Yeah,
and
don't say it out loud because I'm
not gonna, but now it's guaranteed. Now it's guaranteed that it's out there. Either you just saw my screen, or we're looking at the same guy, or Adam knows exactly who I'm talking about.
And sorry, Adam, he ain't gonna get to you. I can't tell you he's gonna go to me, but I saw him too.
I just saw that when I went. Shouldn't have done that.
There went Melvin
Gordon. See, I told you he wasn't going to get back around to me.
Yeah, there went Melvin Gordon. I mean, this is just a gross point for running backs. The last 5 that have gone are Chuba Hubbard, Mike Davis, Ronald Jones, Ty Johnson, Melvin Gordon, Nyheim Hines, Devin Singletary, and now I will happily take Darrell Henderson.
Yep. That was it.
Yeah, I knew it was. I kept thinking you were going to give it away. I'm like, shut up!
No, I'm not going. I'm not going to do that.
That's 2 days in a row.
The rest of you are going to sleep for another round.
Yeah, that's 2 days in a row. I've gotten Darrell Henderson for way cheaper than I should have.
Yeah,
he may be a 1-year starter with the Rams, and in the 11th round, I'm fine with that. Mm-hmm. Secret time, that makes me feel way better about Myles Gaskin, because in my head now I've swapped the two. I took Darrell Henderson. I took him in the 8th round. I took Myles Gaskin in the 11th, and now I'm fine.
Who took Cam Akers?
And now I'm back on track. Cam Akers went in the 4th round.
Okay.
That's probably a little early, but
I was thinking that's right where he should go, 4th or 5th round.
Yeah,
because he's going to miss a year, but
he's going to miss a year, and you don't know what
cares?
you're getting when he comes back. That's what would scare me.
I still know I'm getting a talented.
Absolutely.
Back that, injuries like that, they don't affect guys like they used to. You can bounce back from an Achilles. You can bounce back from an ACL.
100%.
Especially if you're, 22 years old and elastic, like many of today's athletes are.
Had to. I needed another quarterback. I'm okay with Ryan Tannehill in the 12th round.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, so I'm going to throw this out in the comments before I have to go shift to the screen. Looking at through 12 rounds, is there a team that jumps out at you?
Mine. I love my team.
Of course you do. and of course you took Tom Brady. Of course you did.
I had to. After they fucked me on Jalen Hurts, I went, I got to have an actual quarterback that's going to do something for the next 2 years.
Yeah, I don't love your team. If I was, obviously, I'm going to be up there.
Yeah.
Justin Parton's team's pretty damn good. Adam Harris, this is his forte. Dynasty drafting is Adam Harris's forte. Other than that,
yeah. I like the top half of Justin Parton's team. It's after James Robinson that I could take it or leave it.
I'm okay with every one of those guys.
I could take it or leave it.
Because to me, he got every one of them around late. Mm-hmm. And I'm fine with that. Asset accumulation. That is the name of the game in Dynasty football.
Yeah. Adam's killing it. Armchair commentary.
He's been very good at this.
I think he's had a hell of a draft.
He's been very, very good at this. It's just funny to look at the different strategies. Mm-hmm. Hot Zach's mom just loads up on quarterbacks.
Oh, shit. Thanks for telling me it's my turn.
I didn't notice it was your turn. So you have this thing called a computer that's sitting in front of you. It will tell you all of those things.
Again, when I'm looking at my screen, the clock's not up here.
After my 2 picks, I'll go move the screen so that we can all see what's happening.
What's happening?
Kellen Mond, that's an interesting. That's who you might have taken anyway.
Devontae Parker. Yeah, that's who I clicked on right at the buzzer. So hopefully
that's who you got.
Hopefully it gave me a little grace period. Oh, good.
Matthew Hoffman's going to have the best team in this league 4 years from now. But the next 2 years are not going to be ideal.
Which one is that?
Third
Rowan?
from the left. That's the youngest team in the history of time. And I don't hate it.
Yeah.
You just have to know that you're going to get your head beat in for 2 years. But once that's over, let the good times roll.
Zach Wilson and Kellen Mond as your quarterbacks. It's an interesting strategy.
Mm-hmm. It's an aggressive strategy.
Mm-hmm. But you do build for the future. So that's the thing, is trying to balance whether or not you want to compete now or whether you want to compete in the future. And sometimes you have to punt it and say, okay, maybe the first couple of rounds didn't go the way I wanted it to. Now I've just got to go hard in the paint and take lottery tickets.
This is one of those times.
Somebody took a defense.
Two people have taken defense.
What?
I'm going to take Michael Gallup on the off chance that he ends up on another team. Michael Gallup on damn near any other team in the league, and I'd love him. Mm-hmm. And in case something, because I do have Amari Cooper. He's almost Amari Cooper insurance. Obviously, you don't handcuff wide receivers.
Right.
But Amari Cooper was a guy that I didn't necessarily feel great about taking in the 5th round. He had just fallen too far. And Michael Gallup is the ultimate insurance for him. And I will do that in dynasty drafts. I don't know if you do that, but I do.
Take insurance?
Insurance for picks that I feel a little bootsy about.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel great about Amari Cooper.
And I think it's the flip side of that works as well. If you think you are just absolutely stacked at one position, start taking flyers. Just start taking lottery tickets on, if you got 4 hammer running backs already, then just start taking rookies and see what pops. But yeah, I understand making insurance picks for the picks that you already made. You bug.
Hey, somebody just doo-dooed on my plate there. Guess who it was?
Was it Adam?
100%.
James White? Or was it Jalen Reagor?
Jalen Reagor.
It was Jalen Reagor.
I'm all aboard the Jalen Reagor hype train at this point.
I don't know why.
Give me a second, I'll tell you.
Okay. Is it because, I guess it's because Deshaun Watson's going to end up there? I should have known. Antonio Brown? Really? You cack? Antonio Brown goes to Flostradamus. Armchair follows that with Josh Kelly, Jordan Palmer, Jarvis Landry, Gabriel Davis. Let's see, is there another Cowboy out there for Flo Montana? Nope, he went with Mike Williams.
Yeah, right there I took Antonio Brown, if for nothing else, because he's the most currently usable receiver on the board. Mm-hmm. When I start seeing Nico Collins, and I don't mind that pick, I like him long term, but when I start seeing that, and there's a litany of those, Palmer, Gabriel Davis, what that tells me is that there's somebody that's, is he going to be usable for multiple years? No, but when you get to this point, these guys are probably not going to be on my roster beyond this year anyway. Because you got to think in a dynasty, you're going to have to, you'll only be able to keep in a 20-man, say you can keep 12. We're in the 14th round.
Right.
So, it's one thing to take high upside flyers, but when you look at the rest of my team, you're going to definitively keep Saquon, Mahomes, Mixon, Godwin, Cooper, Hawkinson, Laviska, probably Darrell Henderson. So that's 8 guys I'm almost guaranteed to keep. If I start taking high upside flyers on rookies, I can deal with an Antonio Brown. I can deal with a Ryan Tannehill. This guy's probably only on the team for a year.
All right, after Mike Williams, it was James Conner, David Carr, your favorite. Thomas Higbee.
It's Derek Carr.
Yeah, Thomas Higbee came off after that.
Oh, God.
Jeremy Winston, Latavius Roundtree. I could do this all day.
Yeah, you
Chris Beasley.
That horse is so dead that you've now
Jonathan
shot it
Myers.
to the point there's no meat left.
And Kylan Hill. I don't know what to think of Kylan Hill.
He's receiving
What
back.
his future is going to be
James White.
in this league.
James White. He has no ability to run between the tackles whatsoever. Now, Flo Montana just took a guy in Ramondre Stevenson that I don't hate that at all.
I was between him and Roundtree.
I think you did it wrong.
Okay.
You may have taken the guy that's better for right now and given up the guy that's going to be better ultimately. I would say Ramondre Stevenson. If I had to pick one of the two, I would say he's the one that's better in the long term.
He's going to play the bullback role in New England for a long time, you think?
I could easily see that. I could see him being the LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah. Dwayne Eskridge, Denzel Mims, Rashad Penny, Paris Campbell. The last 4 picks. Jeremy is now on the clock, and he's going with Khalil Herbert.
It's a guy I'm really fond of, because I'm really not fond of David Montgomery. If anything ever happened to David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert would become an instantaneous back-end RB2. Mm-hmm. Plus, I needed at least one more running back, because I'm pretty set at running back. I needed one high upside flyer on a late round guy.
There you go.
There's just not many of those.
Yeah, no. When now we're at the point for me where now I just start taking rookies. I'm gonna look for the highest upside, youngest possible receivers I can, or not just receivers, but all positions. I think your process in that starts about 2 rounds before mine does.
Yeah. But that hasn't worked out that way in this draft. It's not worked out that way in this draft at all.
Hey, Tamorian Terry, he's out there. You can.
Yeah, he's going to be playing with Paul Cruz in the prison league. You heard about that, right?
Yes, I did.
I was just making sure you weren't saying that big serious.
No, I was not. Was he actually? I don't remember. Was he actually charged with murder, or just as an accessory?
He was actually charged with it.
Oof. That's a rough one to come back from. Daz Newsome, Matt Ryan closed out the 15th round. 16th started out with Russell Gage, Davis Mills, Van Jefferson, Tylan Wallace, armchair. Tutu Atwell, Kenyon Drake, Elijah Mitchell. Michael Whiteside just sniped another one off my board. Thank you very much. Shi Smith. That's all right. I still got one more in my queue. Hopefully he will last until the 12th pick in this 16th round. So far, so good. Sorry, I just don't want to get auto-picked again. So I'm trying to make heads or tails of what's coming up here. Who just went? Des Fitzpatrick, Nelson Aguilar, J.D. McKissick, and Jalen Darden. Thank you very much. I am starting to get really excited about the film that's coming out of camp.
Yeah, you watched him catch passes from your little boyfriend Tom Brady, didn't you? Mm-hmm. I had a feeling you did.
He has superb hands.
They're very good.
Mm-hmm. And he is a burner and a half. God, running back is just a desert. Whew. Brian Edwards was the pick. Then Anthony Schwartz, the Jets defense. Was that his second defense? No. I'm the only one in the top third of the draft order here that has not taken a defense.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I just don't understand taking a defense in the 7th round. I mean, I get you like I get you like the youth on that defense. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with for a long time. It's still a defense.
Yeah. In a dynasty, I could be convinced if the run starts right here. Like if I could be convinced to do it in the next round, but I don't even think that's going to happen.
Right. And I get that, Patrick Holtby's a Washington football team fan. I get it. It's just you really could have waited 3 rounds to do that. 4 rounds at least.
Boop.
What'd you just do?
Jacob Harris. Anybody that I've talked about that much, I'm going to have to take them around too early.
Should have known.
Anybody I've talked about that much, I'm going to have to take it around too early. Justin Parton just sniped who I was going to take on the comeback. It's a hell of a pick.
Anthony Ferguson?
No, Jared Patterson.
Jared Patterson. I was wondering when Latavius Murray was going to go, and guess who got him? Oh, Adam Harris.
I think Latavius Murray's been on Adam Harris's team in every draft I've ever done with him.
Well, I mean, at some point it gets to a point where you have to go, this guy has value. I get he's 30 years old, but still, he's got value.
You mean like the guy I just took?
Like David Johnson?
You mean like
the
that guy?
starting running back for the Houston Texans?
You mean that guy?
In the 18th round?
I understand he's 1 billion years old. I don't really care. At this point where we're taking guys who may or may not make rosters, yeah, that's fine. Trey McKinney from Armchair Commentary. It's another solid pick.
You like his NFL prospects?
Trey McKinney? I hate that he's with the Chargers because it means either he or Donald Parham's not going to be where I want them to be. JLT Money takes Jamal Williams in the 18th round. Another solid selection.
You mother... Sorry, he was in my queue.
Jamal Williams or just
Jamal Williams? That was going to be my next pick.
Wow, this draft has gone markedly more swimmingly than yesterday.
It has. I am all for this. Auction drafts, no more.
Well, if I'd gotten the clock right, it probably would have been a little bit easier. By the way, I do need to know who these demon people are that can do drafts with 10-second clocks. There's a 10-second clock option. That's the only thing quicker than what we did.
Hell no.
Those people are witches.
All right, so since I got snaked on Jamal Williams, Jamar Jefferson came off. What the hell am I on? Auto pick? Oh, yeah. Yep. I'm on auto pick.
You went double dolphin.
Well, I put those guys in my queue. So I guess if I set my queue, it just automatically took them.
You sniped me on Hunter Long. You dick.
And I don't trust anything in that Miami run in that Miami backfield. So I'm taking a chance that maybe Jared Doakes gets some run here. And then I will wait around and take a defense with the last pick in the draft.
And with all of my leagues, anything that I create, there are no kickers because kickers are not people.
So to start the 19th round, we had Hunter Long, Chris Evans.
I love that pick by Patrick Holt.
Dawson Knox, Marvin Jones, Jamison Crowder, Jimmy Garoppolo. Again, this is where you take the older guys who are going to have immediate value. You may not have them on your roster for a long time, but you're going to get immediate value. Traquan Smith in the 19th round is
Armchair just took Darius Slayton from right in front of me, too. There's another guy that I wanted.
Oh, no. The Baltimore Ravens goes to Jeremy. Justin Parton goes with Marlon Mack. We'll see how Adam Harris ends out his stellar draft here. Xavier Jones.
Nothing wrong with that. And Jordan
Love. The heir apparent in Green Bay. We may not think he's good, but he is going to have a lot of value. And that's another, just another great roster construction by Adam. I mean, just looking at his quarterbacks, he went Deshaun Watson, who he's going to play this year, but even if, out of the blue, something happens, criminal, whatever, and he doesn't play this year, he backed him up with Matt Ryan and then took the flyer late on Jordan Love. Didn't go too crazy. The value was perfect for everybody.
Hey, now we know we can run a draft that doesn't take 500 years.
Yes. It was the first need that we needed this morning after the marathon of the NBA draft coverage last night.
Whew. I'm glad the NBA draft only happens once a year because it was aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Boopity, 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 boopity.
And like with all the other drafts, I'll take these and put the graphics out. We'll have polls. We'll have all the things over the weekend.
Oh, good. JLT Money did that just so we would talk about him, and I don't want to. I'm not mentioning his name.
The Tim Tebow?
Oh, see, you did it.
He took Tim Tebow. Oh, you want to take your boy Gronkowski with the last pick? You should have taken Tim Tebow.
No, Browns defense. It's the one defense that I can wait around and get at the last pick, and I'm absolutely fine with it.
It's the last need that you needed.
The last need that I needed.
Hey, that only took 55 minutes, and I'm super stoked about it.
Which is the way it should always be. So let's see here. 30,000-foot view of the 2021 Sportsocracy Dynasty mock draft wrapping up Mock Draft Mania week. Here in the Sportsocracy. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, share, and follow on all the social medias. Obviously, we've talked a lot about Adam's team, armchair commentary.
I like JLT Money's team reasonably well, too.
It's real thin at running back, and that's the one thing that scares me. That's the one place I don't want to be. I currently have a dynasty team that is dead at running back. By the way, Adam, get back to me on that trade, bud, please. I need it, please. Anyhow,
it's
the one spot that I don't want to be.
I think my 4 favorite teams in this are the 4 last teams in this draft. Okay. I think it's Armchair, me, Justin Parton, and Adam Harris. I think that's the 4 I like the best.
Okay.
I mean, I could be swayed on a couple of others, but that's probably my 4 favorites.
I mean, Hot Zach's mom went in early and hard on quarterbacks and running backs. Mm-hmm. The wide receiver room is not good.
Thin. Could be good.
It could be. I mean, a couple of years. You got. See, I don't know that there's immediate success for Rondale Moore to where he can be a solid 2 on your roster. He's got Darnell Mooney.
I like
Amari Rodgers. It's very, very thin at wide receiver. But I did like the early strategy. And then, hey, find a team that needs a quarterback.
You.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
You need a quarterback for beyond this year.
I mean, it'll be fine. Yeah, I'll send you Will Fuller, and you can give me one of your quarterbacks.
Jason Trump just said, I just learned I don't know many of the rookies. We will do a impact rookies. That'll probably be next week.
Yeah.
In fantasy football.
Yeah, well, as we're
locked into football. Last night was the end of basketball. You will not hear us talk basketball again for probably till January.
Well, I mean, aside from the,
Russell Westbrook's
the
a Laker.
trades, yeah. Aside from any trades that might pop up, yeah, basketball's done until football season's over.
Yeah.
We'll go in the middle of the season. We'll go, hey, basketball's tipping off. That was fun, and we won't have to worry about that until after February. Anyhow, we'll be on the air this afternoon on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. It'll be the Sports Tank without Jeremy Greene with Brian Haynes this afternoon, 3 to 5. You can hear it everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. But we'll talk about the NBA draft last night, the big trade, Russell Westbrook going to the Los Angeles Lakers, the big three in LA. Can they get it done?
I always said Russell Westbrook would never be the best player on a championship team. Well, now he's the third best player on a team that has a shot, but it didn't really do much to. Did you notice their odds to win the title didn't go up in Vegas?
No, because look at the rest of the team.
I'm not worried about the rest of the team. I care less.
You should be.
Really? Milwaukee Bucks just won a title. They played 8 guys in the finals. 8. I'm not overly worried about that because you'll get vet minimum guys. I don't care about that.
Right.
They have Talon Horton Tucker. They have other. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the fact that I do not know how LeBron and Russell Westbrook play together. You got 2 guys that are not overly. One's a bad shooter and one's not great. You got Anthony Davis that kind of. There's just a lot of guys that are going to want space in the lane, and I don't see how that's going to work.
I don't know. Maybe Russ becomes the guy who is now the enforcer on that team. He's going to be the guy that pressures the basket.
Well, you got 2 guys that are better with the ball in their hand. It's James Harden and him all over again.
Right.
We already watched this once. So I didn't like it. I don't get it. But then again, I don't think they gave up that much. So Kyle Kuzma.
They gave up a lot of failures, like I said last night.
Montrezl
Harrell, KCP, I'm completely fine with it.
Yeah, I'm good.
And the 22nd pick in the draft, which probably
wound up being Aaron Holiday. Washington traded that to Indiana for Aaron Holiday.
Okay.
Whoop-de-damn-do.
Exactly. But they've got a legitimate big three in L.A. now with the Russell Westbrook trade. We'll also talk about the Major League Baseball trade deadline this afternoon. Me and Brian Haynes on the Sports Tank with Jeremy Greene. Heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, live or on demand, 3 to 5 weekday afternoons. We'll be back here in the Wicked Weed studio on
Monday.
Oh, I thought we were doing the Dynasty... The Manscaped draft.
I'll put that out later today.
Okay.
Who, what, when, where, and why.
We may be back here Monday. We may be back here Tuesday. Either way, we will have something for you to view here Monday morning at 10 o'clock from the Wicked Weed studio.
Oh, yeah. We may not be here live.
Right.
I now see what you're saying.
Right. That's where I was going.
I get it. Yeah.
Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. And like I say, we will see you at the beginning of the week. As always, we are live in the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene. Deuces.